Hollywood Review. Yes, indeed, it's Friday. So we're going to be talking about the top 10 last movies of the last week and maybe a little inside um, info on the numbers for Endgame. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Don't forget, this is brought to you by King's Cannabiz. See you in a minute. Okay, and we are back with Hollywood Review. Did you recognize those music pieces? Of course, I think most of us should know the one. Of course, Infinity War theme, Avengers Infinity War. So, definitely. The second one was from Ant-Man and Wasp. Oh, yeah. I know some of you knew that. And the last one, of course, a little bit harder, I think, but that one was from, of course, Lethal Weapon. That was actually the theme song for Lethal Weapon. So, let's get to the top 10 movies. And we're going to get some inside numbers on how Endgame is doing so far. I think we kind of know how it's doing, but let's see if you're right. We'll either confirm or your idea or not. So, now this is for the last week, remember, not this week. And the numbers are just going to get higher for Endgame, there's no doubt. Okay, I think that is going to. I think Endgame is going to be the movie, just the movie. Period. So, all right, the number one at the box office this past week was La Llorona. La Llorona. According to the critics, content to coast on jump scares rather than tap into the story's creepy potential. The Curse of La Llorona arrives already broken. Uh-oh. Tomato meter, not good. Of course, all the reviews aren't in yet. 31%, 50% like it, but that is not it. Only 425 people rated it, so it's got some numbers to go yet. But that was the number one box office. And this is about, it's in 1970s LA. La Llorona, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is stalking the night and the children. Ignoring the eerie warning of a troubled mother suspected of child endangerment, a social worker and her own small kids are soon drawn into a frightening supernatural realm. Their only hope to survive La Llorona's death, wrath, may be a disillusioned priest and the mysticism he practices to keep evil at bay. Linda Cardellini, Raymond Cruz, who's, of course, was on Major Crimes, if you remember. Patricia Velasquez, Sean Patrick Thomas. So, La Llorona. So, I don't know if anybody's seen it. I was looking forward to the new Joker movie. That looks really interesting, to tell you the truth. Okay. Number two, and well-deserved, I might add. I've heard nothing but good, and the trailers are awesome. Shazam! I've heard nothing but good things about this movie. Okay, maybe. Either in reviews or, and I've seen some of the trailers. The critics say an effortlessly entertaining blend of humor and heart, Shazam is a superhero movie that never forgets a genre's real power. Joyous wish fulfillment. 90% of the tomato meter and 87% of the audience, like that's over 9,000 people. So, 87% and 90. Okay, and this is about, we all have that superhero inside us. It just takes a bit of magic to bring it out. In Billy Baston's case, by shouting out one word, Shazam, this streetwise 14-year-old foster kid can turn into the adult superhero Shazam, courtesy of an ancient wizard. Still a kid at heart inside a ripped godlike body, Shazam revels in the adult version of himself by doing what any teen would do with the superpowers. Have fun with them. Can he fly? Does he have X-ray vision? Can he shoot lightning out of his hands? Can he skip his social studies test? Shazam sets out to test the limits of his abilities with the joyful recklessness of a child. But he'll need to master these powers in order to fight the deadly forces of evil. by Dr. Thaddeus Savannah. Ooh. Zachary Levi plays the adult Shazam. Mark Strong plays Dr. Thaddeus Savannah. Asher Angel as Billy, as a young Shazam. Jacqueline Dylan Grazer as Freddy. Faith Herman as Darla. So, Shazam. You want to see a good movie? This is the one one of the ones to go see. Absolutely. I've heard nothing but good things about this movie. Okay, number 3 on the charts this past week was Breakthrough. And the critics have to say this. Like its lead character, Breakthrough is fiercely focused on faith, but its less subtle elements are balanced by strong performances and an uplifting story. 65% tomato meter, 78% of the audience. Now, Breakthrough is based on the inspirational true story of one mother's unfaltering love in the face of impossible odds. When Joyce Smith's adopted son, John, falls through an icy Missouri lake, all hope seems lost. But as John lies lifeless, Joyce refuses to give up. Her steadfast belief inspires those around her to continue to pray for John's recovery, even in the face of every case history and scientific prediction. Breakthrough is an enthralling reminder that faith and love can create a mountain of hope, and sometimes even a miracle. Chrissy Metz as Joyce Smith, and I believe she is from This Is Us, if I'm not mistaken. So she plays Joyce. Josh Lucas as Brian Smith. Mike Coulter, Tommy Shine. Marcel Ruiz as John. Sam Tremmel as Dr. Kent. So, Breakthrough. I would probably see it when that comes out on DVD. I'm not a big fan of those type of movies. Or chick flicks, sorry. I'm a horror, sci-fi, suspense, thriller type gal. So, and of course, number 4 this week, up to from the previous week, is one of my favorite movies of this year. Captain Marvel. What an awesome movie. Oh my God. And of course, my daughter and I went to see it. We're sitting there at the end of the movie, of course, and we're sitting there. Excuse me, and there's like 4 other people who stayed. Everybody else got up and left. They must have not ever seen a Marvel movie before. But anyway, packed with action, humor, and visual thrills, Captain Marvel introduces the MCU's latest hero with an origin story that makes effective use of the franchise's signature formula. Loved it. I absolutely loved this movie. 78% tomato meter. Now, what's up with the audience here? Over 83,000. Only 60% liked it. I absolutely loved this movie. I thought the storyline was great. They did a great job on her character, I thought. We have a nice backstory. And if you saw the end, of course, if you stay after the credits, of course, then we got some tidbits, right? Now, the story follows Carol Danvers as she becomes one of the universe's most powerful heroes when Earth is caught in the middle of a galactic war between 2 alien races. Set in the 90s, Captain Marvel is an all-new adventure from a previously unseen period in the history of the MCU. You gotta love it. Brie Larson, she was fantastic as Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. Samuel L. Jackson, of course, Nick Fury. And I love this movie because, of course, we find out about what happened to his eye. That was such a great movie. And we find out how the Avengers got its name, which was pretty cool, I thought. The whole schmear. It was just a great movie. Ben Mendelsohn as Talos. I don't know, can't pronounce his name. Hunsu Dijman Hunsu as Karath. And if you've seen his picture, you know who I'm talking about. Lee Pace as Ronan, and Lashana Lynch as Maria Rambeau, who is another strong character in this movie. Lee Pace, he was in Lord of the Rings, by the way. You don't remember him. He was the Elven King. Yes. So, but we got to see how the Avengers got its name, how Nick Fury lost his eye, so to speak, and everything. That was such a great movie, such a great movie. Okay, number 5 this week, Little. And I'm not sure about this one. I've not heard of it. The critics say a disappointing, uneven, but overall agreeable spin on a familiar formula. Little benefits from a big heart and a story that makes good use of its talented, well-matched cast. Okay, but consensus is only 46% tomato meter, but 74% of the audience like it. But it's a small number. It's a little over 500, so a lot of room to go yet. Marseille Martin, TV's Blackish, stars in and produces Universal Pictures' Little. It's a comedy from producer Will Packer, based on an idea the young actress pitched. The film tells the story of a woman who, when the pressures of adulthood become too much to bear, gets the chance to relive the carefree life of her younger self. Okay, that's called Little. Regina Hall as Jordan. Issa Rae as April. Marseille Martin as Jordan. Justin Hartley, Luke James. So that is Little. I had not heard of it till just now, by the way. Okay, so that was number 5 this week, Little. Number 6, Dumbo, and unfortunately, it's a very disappointing movie. I will not go see this. I enjoy the original Disney version. And Dumbo's, by the critics, Dumbo is held partly aloft by Tim Burton's visual flair, but a crowded canvas and overstretched story leave this live-action remake more workmanlike than wondrous. It's too bad, because it could have been really good. 47% tomato meter, only 55% of the audience like this, which is not the best. And from what I've seen and heard, I would not go see this, unfortunately. I was hoping for something much better, but... and it's too bad, because I got a great cast in this. From Disney and visionary director Tim Burton, and I expected a lot more from Tim Burton, of course. Unless they were rushed into doing this, that's a real possibility. All new grand live-action adventure Dumbo expands on the beloved classic story, where differences are celebrated, family is cherished, and dreams take flight. Circus owner Max Medici, played by Danny DeVito, enlists his former star Holt Ferrier and his children Millie and Joe to care for a newborn elephant whose oversized ears make him a laughingstock in a struggling circus. But when they discover that Dumbo can fly, the circus makes an incredible comeback, of course attracting a persuasive entrepreneur, V.A. Vanderveer, who recruits a peculiar pachyderm for his newest, larger-than-life entertainment venture, Dreamland. Dumbo soars to new heights alongside a charming and spectacular aerial artist, Colette Marchand, until Holt learns that beneath its shiny veneer, Dreamland is full of dark secrets. And of course, like I said, Colin Farrell as Holt, Danny DeVito as Medici, Eva Green as Colette, Michael Keaton plays Vandermeer, Alan Arkin as J. Griffin Remington. It's a great cast, great Tim Burton director. So what happened? Did they get rushed into getting this out or what? I'm not sure what happened, but it's a shame. It really is. Got some great names and, of course, Tim Burton. Okay, number 7, dropped a little bit from the week before, Pet Sematary. I have heard both positive and negative. I'm not sure what this thinks, so I'm going to have to go see it and let you know how it was myself. I kind of like the premise a little better. Of course, the same basics are still there. Pet Sematary takes its source material in a few different directions, but this remake feels like an exhuming, almost as often it does a revival. Ouch. Tomato meter 58%, only 40% of the audience, but that's a low who rated it, just under 1700. That's all. Usually the audience score is much, much higher as far as who rated it. So not very high there. But anyway, and it's too bad because I like the premise of the movie, of course. Who doesn't? Kind of like the girl instead of little Gage that gets killed. The cat, of course. He's got a mind of his own, apparently. He's loving it. He's a little diva. The storyline is still there. I kind of like their march into the cemetery a little bit better. It was a nice touch. So basically, it's based on the horror novel by Stephen King, of course. It follows Dr. Lewis Creed, who, after relocating with his wife Rachel and their 2 young children from Boston to rural Maine, discovers a mysterious burial ground hidden deep in the woods near the family's new home. When tragedy strikes, Lewis turns to his unusual neighbor, Jud Crandall, setting off a perilous chain reaction that unleashes an unfathomable evil with horrific consequences. And I wasn't sure about John Lithgow, tell you the truth, until I saw the trailers. I think he would do a wonderful job. Jason Clarke as Lewis Creed, and he was also in Winchester. He was very good. Amy Seimetz as Rachel. Jette Lawrence as Ellie. Hugo Lavoie as Gage. Lucas Lavoie also as Gage, twins. John Lithgow as Jud Crandall. And at first I couldn't picture John Lithgow doing this until I saw the trailers, and it can't be that bad. Of course, he hasn't quite got down that Maine accent. Better. Not better. Better. Okay, so Pet Sematary number 7 this week. Number 8 this week is Us. Now, it moved up one from the previous week. Now Rotten Tomatoes is giving it a 94% and a 68% audience score, which is a whole lot better than what we started out with. The critics say, with Jordan Peele's second inventive, ambitious horror film, we have seen how to beat the sophomore jinx, and it is Us. I really like the premise of this movie. However, I've heard it's not great, that they they kind of wanted their time they wasted back. But I really like the premise of the movie, and if that's the case, it's a shame they really didn't use that more. How would you feel meeting your doppelganger? That'd be downright creepy. But anyway, this movie's about they're haunted by an unexplainable and unresolved trauma from her past, and compounded by a string of eerie coincidences. Adelaide feels her paranoia elevate to high alert as she grows increasingly certain something bad is going to befall her family. After spending a tense beach day with their friends, the Tylers, Adelaide and her family return to their vacation home. When darkness falls, the Wilsons discover the silhouette of 4 figures holding hands as they stand in the driveway. Us pits an endearing American family against a terrifying and uncanny opponent, doppelgangers of themselves. That would just be, oh my God, that's just creepy. Lupita Nyong'o as Adelaide, Winston Duke as Gabe, Elizabeth Moss as Kitty, Tim Heidecker as Josh, Shahadi Wright Joseph as Zora, Evan Alex as Jason. So, Us. Which I'm sorry if it is that bad, because I really wanted it to be good. I like that premise of the movie. I really do. I think that was original for a change, rather than some of what we've been seeing. Of course, I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyway, number 9, Missing Link. This looks freaking hilarious. Want to take my granddaughter to see this. The critics say it's another beautifully animated triumph for Laika. Missing Link is a visual treat with lots of humor, plenty of heart, and a little food for thought. 89% tomato meter, 70% of the audience. You can't really base that on the audience that rated it so far. It's only been 200, so it could go much more. It's a great movie. Kids are on spring break probably, or they're just finishing up. So this was a great movie last weekend for this. Meet Mr. Link, who is Galifianakis, of course. 8 feet tall, 630 pounds, and covered in fur. But don't let his appearance fool you. He's funny, sweet, and adorably literal, making him the world's most lovable legend at the heart of Missing Link, the globe-trotting family adventure from Laika. Tired of living a solitary life in the Pacific Northwest, Mr. Link recruits fearless explorer Sir Lionel Frost to guide him on a journey to find his long-lost relatives in the fabled Valley of Shangri-La. Along with adventurer Adelina Fortnight, our fearless trio of explorers encounter more than their fair share of peril as they travel to the far reaches of the world to help their new friend. Through it all, the three learn that sometimes you can find a family in the places you least expect. Hugh Jackman is Sir Lionel Frost, which is a great vehicle for him, I think. Zoe Saldana as Adelina Fortnight. Of course, Zach Galifianakis as Mr. Link. Perfect. Emma Thompson's in it. Stephen Fry. Timothy Oliphant. Ooh, haven't seen him in a while. So great cast for this great movie for the kids. Missing Link. Number 10 this week is Hellboy, the new Hellboy. And it really dropped from third place last week. Excuse me. And the critics say, bereft of the imaginative flair that made earlier Hellboy so enjoyable, this soulless reboot suggests Dante may have left a tense circle out of his inferno. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Savage. Oh, harsh. Only 15% on the tomato meter. 60% of the audience. I love the original Hellboy, Ron Perlman. I don't think you could top him. Hellboy is back, and he's on fire. From the pages of Mike Mignola's seminal work, this action-packed story sees a legendary half-demon superhero called to the English countryside to battle a trio of rampaging giants. There he discovers the Blood Queen, a resurrected ancient sorceress thirsting to avenge a past betrayal. Suddenly caught in a clash between the supernatural and the human, Hellboy is now hell-bent on stopping her without triggering the end of the world. Okay. David Harbour as Hellboy, and of course, he's from Stranger Things. Mia Jovovich, of course, Alice from the Resident Evil movies. Good to see her. Good cast. Ian McShane as Professor Brudenholm. Sasha Lane as Alice Monaghan. Daniel Day Kim as is also in it. Penelope Mitchell also. Great cast, actually. It's too bad. I don't know. Ron Perlman's features and the way he talked just made that movie before. So, but Hellboy is number 10. If you've seen the Hellboy, let me know what you thought. Okay, so that's the top 10 of for last weekend. So, let's see, the new movies coming. Of course, the big one this weekend, Avengers Endgame. Absolutely, I think this is going to surpass any other movie ever. I think this is just going to, just every other movie is going to be a shadow in its comparison. Of course. I can't wait to see all the characters back. It's going to be great. In the high 90s for both tomato meter and audience scoring. Over 9,000 people already have rated this movie. Upper 90s. And tomato meter, 96%. I just can't wait to see this. I really can, of course. Our cast of characters in there. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner. I mean, just from the beginning with Marvel, it's been a ride. I absolutely love the whole thing of MCU. I love the MCU universe. I really do. And I can't wait for this one. I really can't. And I heard of this fantastic. So, no spoilers though, but a little info on the numbers. It has surpassed the first night, Thursday, of opening movie on its premiere night. It has already surpassed Star Wars. I think it's The Force Awakens. It's already surpassed that as a preview box office before it even hit major theaters tonight. So, what does that tell you? That tells me it is just going to be absolutely, it's going to blow your mind. Okay. Of course, that's opening. Stray Dolls. That looks interesting. Nothing yet, just opened. It's a drama. And all it says about it is one petty crime spirals into the next. That's all it says about it. Olivia DeLong, Robert Armayo, Cynthia Nixon. I don't know. Nothing on it. That's all it says. Stray Dolls. I have no idea. That's not helpful. But of course, the most talked about, most seen movie is going to be Endgame. There is no doubt. We have been waiting for this. I have to say, Marvel, though, wow, Captain Marvel was fabulous. I love that movie. It's great. Maryland opened this week. Rattlesnakes. Anything with snakes, I don't think I'm going to go see. Nothing yet, on critics or otherwise. And this is Robert McQueen has a wonderful family and he makes a decent living. However, underneath the perfect husband act, he lives a double life, often has affairs with other married women. And when one of their husbands finds out his identity, Robert finds himself abducted and tortured for his adulterous affairs. It's called Rattlesnake. Who is in it? May I see here? Jimmy Jean-Louis as Robert McQueen, Jack Coleman, Richie Hansen, Jay Acavone as Jamie. Oh, we've seen him. A lot of movies. Christian Oliver. But yeah, I don't know. If that's all the movie's going to be about is torture and shit, I don't know. We shall see. All right, what else? Demon Eye, Scary Stories, R.L. Stine. That should be interesting. Know Your Enemy. Let's see what else is opening. Yep. If the Dancer Dances. I Trapped the Devil. And those are the new ones opening this week. Coming soon. Woo! Knock Down the House, which opens next week. Long Shot with Charlize Theron, Seth Rogen. And what is that about? I don't know. Nothing's going to compare to Endgame, though. I'm sorry. 84% tomato meter. Nothing yet on the critics. Fred Flarsky, of course by Seth Rogen, is a gifted and free-spirited journalist with an affinity for trouble. Charlotte Field, Charlize Theron, is one of the most influential women in the world. Smart, sophisticated, and accomplished, she's a powerhouse diplomat with a talent for, well, mostly everything. The two have nothing in common except she was his babysitter and childhood crush. When Fred unexpectedly reconnects with Charlotte, he charms her with his self-deprecating humor and his memories of her youthful idealism. As she prepares to make a run for the presidency, Charlotte impulsively hires Fred as her speechwriter, much to the dismay of her trusted advisors. A fish out of water on Charlotte's elite team, Fred is unprepared for her glamorous lifestyle. However, sparks fly as their unmistakable chemistry leads to a round-the-world romance in a series of unexpected and dangerous incidents. I don't know. So you have Charlize Theron, Seth Rogen, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Andy Serkis, of course, we all know as Gollum. June Diane Raphael is Maggie. So, might be decent. I don't know. Don't know. That's called Long Shot. So we have Ugly Dolls with Emma Roberts. Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and vile. This one, a lot of people are looking forward to this. This is the one with Zac Efron. And we're going to wrap it up here shortly, because Chris will be on a little bit here. Critics say Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile often transcends its narrative limitations through sheer force of Zac Efron's compulsively watchable performance. And this is the one about Ted Bundy. A lot of people have been looking forward to this to see how this is going to work. Elizabeth Clapler refused for years to acknowledge her boyfriend was a serial killer. Her partner, Ted Bundy, became famous in the 80s for committing several heinous crimes against women. Despite her disbelief, who watched passively as the murders were unleashed from a very unique perspective. Zac Efron, of course, as Ted Bundy. Interesting. Lily Collins as Elizabeth. Haley Joel Osment as Jerry Thompson. John Malkovich as Edward Cowart. Jim Parsons as Larry Simpson. Interesting. Jim Parsons. Big Bang, of course. So this is Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. And a lot of people have been looking forward to this, to seeing this movie, to see how they were going to do it. So, that will open May 3rd, next week. So, check it out. Tell It to the Bees, meaning Gorbachev. The Silence of Others. Of course, Pokemon. Detective Pikachu is going to be opening. That looks hilarious, by the way. So we shall see. Tolkien is going to be opening. So we shall see what we shall see. Let's see what's new on DVDs. Then we'll kind of wrap it up here. What do y'all think about Mark Hamill as the voice of the new Chuck? What do you think of the looks of the new Chucky doll? Not impressed here. I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know. There's just something off about that. Very off. Destroyer will be out this past week. Nicole Kidman, Sebastian Stan. Escape Room with Taylor Russell, Logan Miller. I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu is also out this week on DVD. April 26th, The Great Buddha. So, coming soon, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. May 21st. May 7th, The Lego Movie Part 2. Blaze. Everybody Knows. That's May 7th, which is a week from Tuesday. May 14th, 2 weeks. Fighting with My Family. Apollo 11. Next week, Arctic will be out. So, this is what is going on in the world of movies. So, I'm going to go see Endgame either Monday or Wednesday. I have to go on my days off, one of my days off, so it'll either be Monday or Wednesday next week. So, we shall see. Until then, I'm not going to read anything about anybody who saw it. Just tell me if it was excellent or not, which I'm sure it's going to be. So, some upcoming things, of course. Don't go away. Stay tuned with our biggest freak, Chris Stevens, with Freaks in the Basement, of course. He plays the most awesome music. You got to check it out for sure. Tomorrow, Ecto with Michelle. Encounters with myself here. But we may forego Encounters till Sunday. Or we'll do Sunday. We'll do NFL sports. Lots going on in the NFL draft. Of all things, Kyler Murray went to Arizona. Why would you want to go to Arizona? But okay, we'll discuss that either tomorrow or Sunday. I would like to get encounters in. Ike thinks that our fallen angels, demons, are the aliens, but they're not aliens, but they're the ones. And I'm going to dispute this fact. So, join me tomorrow night for Encounters, Fallen Angels versus Aliens. So, trying to think what else is coming up. I want to do an extra DWD this upcoming week because I have some great string type music. The two cellos. Oh, these guys are so amazing. They're going to do Thunderstruck for one, so Chris, I hope you listen to that. And they're pretty damn good at it, let me tell you. Of course, Brian Joseph King with the electric violin. He's so fabulous. He is so amazing. I can't even put into words. You'll have to listen to him. Him and Lindsey Sterling do Transcendence together, and they're awesome. And of course, Lindsey Sterling will be the other featured artist. So 3 of them. I'm going to do another one of those. And I'm thinking, I don't know, what do you think? Bring back the book corner on Tuesdays for now? What do you think? I have a wonderful series for you guys, couple series for you guys to read. They are totally freaking awesome. Kim Harrison, Preston and Child for one. Of course, Joe Hill. Wow. I am so looking forward to June. Don't forget June 2nd, Nosferatu will be on AMC. So stay tuned for that. We'll keep you updated on that. So lots going on. I don't know when Fear starts. I don't know what's going on with Fear. So, but I want to do TWD. We'll be back and we'll have that a couple nights this year because of the movies coming out of TWD. So we'll be discussing those. Trying to think what else is coming up. Of course, see Zach Morrison and Vlad Brad. Check him out. Ideas, of course, in the Jam. Ike Dog. He's back in town, so check him out on late Saturday nights. Okay, thank y'all for listening. Join me next week on Hollywood Review. We're going to see where Endgame ends up. For the, like I said, let me check the numbers for you real quick. For Infinity War. For Endgame. I'm still stuck on Infinity War. As far as... okay. Here are the numbers that I will read to you here. Endgame, box office surging toward first billion-dollar debut. It's not even the weekend. Avengers Endgame has already earned $305 million worldwide. In North America, Endgame earned $60 million Thursday, beating the $57 million set by previous preview night record holder Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Internationally, this film opened in 25 countries on Wednesday and 21 more on Thursday, earning that total of nearly $350 million by Friday morning. Disney reports it is setting single-day records in 31 nations and is surging well ahead of last year's Infinity War, which currently stands as the number 4 movie of all time. Endgame is going to surpass that. It's going to be number 1 of all time. And of course, ahead of Infinity War was The Force Awakens, Titanic, and Avatar. So, in good company there. Endgame stands a very real chance of taking the all-time top spot And if these numbers hold, it could also become the first movie in history to have a $1 billion debut. Oh, you go Endgame. Oh, yeah. So just wanted to let you know about that. Pretty cool, no? So we're going to be talking about the NFL draft. Oh, Kyler Murray, Arizona. Oh, can't figure that one out. But anyway, we'll be talking about it. So join us then. And again, this is brought to you by King's Cannabiz. You can go to KBLP LLC on Facebook. Check out all the shows there. You can click on the link there. Or you can go to KBLP LLC 4, the number 4, on YouTube and catch all your favorite shows there also. So there you go. I think that pretty much covers it. Thanks for listening tonight, everybody. Have a great weekend. Go see Endgame. Talk to you soon. Peace out, y'all.
coming to the tree. They strung up a man, they say, who murdered 3. Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where a dead man called out for his love to flee? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where I told you to run so we'd both be free? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where a necklace of hope side by side with me? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where I told you to run so we'd both be free? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where they strung up a